I got by the light. I got him. Wrapped up like a douche. Another runner in the night. I got him. By the light. I got him. Wrapped up like a douche. Another runner in the night.
Well, I done finished painting the doors itself, the jambs on the doors. Now I gotta do the extra car jambs. And at the same time, I'll be spraying this engine bay. It's going candy green also. But I gotta clean it up before I do anything. See all them wires everywhere. And I'm gonna take the dry out. Everything that I can remove pretty easy, I remove it so I have room to spray. I don't know what's all this here. But I'm gonna try to clean it up best as I can. Get rid of this cruise control. Ain't going with that. It will be putting an LS in here once I finish. So I'm gonna try to clean it up for them. Get these heater hoses out the way. Once I clean it up, I'll wash everything before I put it in the booth. So let me get started on that. Pretty much got everything taken off that I possibly could. Everything else I just mask off. I got the wire harness. I got the majority of it in a plastic bag. I'll probably just hang it up once I get in the booth, hang it up out the way so I can spray up in here. Got all the stuff over here in the box. Wiper motor, the dryer, blower, heater hose, windshield wiper. Got the screws in here. Now it's time to clean it up. Try to get some of that grease and grime up. I'm just going to use some oven cleaner to spray on it. Spray all over it and let it sit for a while, then I'll rinse it off. Then I'll probably take it in the booth, start scuffing it up. Or I might just do it out here. It's a little rust over there. I'm not going to get too deep in it. They just want me to spray it, so I'll try to clean some of it off. It's almost ate through from that battery acid. It's been sitting for a while, so I'm just going to take a water hose and rinse everything off. Now I just take some soap and water, just wipe everything down. Now it's time to go ahead and start sanding everything down, scuffing it up, so the paint has something to bond to. I'm just going to take it a step at a time. Guess I start over here where the biggest rust at. I'm just going to clean it up with a drill with a wire brush on attached to it. I'm not trying to get it perfect like here. Look like somebody painted over the original paint. You can see where it wasn't sticking good. I'm not trying to get all this smooth. It's just an engine bay. It just wants some paint on it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not trying to spend that much time on it. Then on the rest of it, I'm just gonna use a Scotch-Brite. Green Scotch-Brite pad 07447. I'm just gonna use that around the other areas, just scuffing it up. And on the jambs, I already started on the jambs, which I had Scotch-Brite when I was doing the body work, but I had went back over it with some wet sandpaper. I went back over with some 320 just to smooth it on out, because some of that overspray got back up in it. And I done half of this up here. I got to do the other half. I had sanded this area here down to bright metal and sprayed it with some primer, but you still can see the pitted areas. At first I said I wasn't gonna worry about fixing this, spending too much time on it, but since I had already started on it, I might well try to dress it up a little bit more. Like these areas here that's 8 through, I'm just gonna mix up some Rondo and brush it on, try to fill up these pits and fill up these 8 through areas. If you want to know how to make Rondo, I'll put it down in the description, and I also have it popping up. But I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit more. I'm not going to leave it like that. And also up here, where these scratches and stuff at, I had beat this down some because it was sticking up. I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit more. But I'm going to try to clean up here more than the rest of it, because this area is going to be seen. Got my masking tape up under it. I think I'm going to put some fiberglass filler in this part here first. Then once that dry and I sand it down, I go back on top of it with some Rondo. Fiberglass filler down. I just got to let it dry. Once it dry, I scuff it up some, try to smooth it out. Then I put some Rondo on it. Let me get you caught up on what I'm doing. I done sanded this down. Pretty much got it smooth, ready for primer. I also sanded the fiberglass filler down. I'm mixing up my Rondo now. I'm finna get ready and brush it on. And I went on and removed this wire harness instead of trying to hang it up. I could get paint up in there a lot better with it out the way. I just got to finish taking the lights off. Finish up brushing the Rondo on. It self-level itself. Once it dry, it had to be pretty much smooth. I'm gonna have to hit it with the sandpaper a few times just to scuff it up, but it's gonna fill all the pits. But it should be good. I'm gonna let this dry, then I'll cut you back on. Okay, this is what it looked like after it dried. It's pretty much level, except up here. Still a few pits in it because it was running down. But I can just wipe some filler or some glaze and put it right here. Smooth that out. So everything else good to go. I'm just gonna hit this with some 180 Then I prime it up. Alright, I done sanded this down, ready to shoot some filler prime on it. While I'm shooting prime on this, I'm going to shoot some on this here also. And I done cleaned up the engine bay a lot more. Only thing left is really the brake lines and the brake booster. Well, I think I'm going to paint the brake booster, but the master cylinder. Everything else pretty much gone. The high build primer done dried up. Been letting it sit out here outside. It's good to go. I'm gonna wet sand where I primed up at. The rest of it I'm just gonna use a Scotch-Brite, which I had already sanded a lot of it down, but I'm gonna go back over it with a Scotch-Brite. I'm gonna run Scotch-Brite, but I'm gonna wet sand this here. I done finished up the Jambs. So let me take care of that, then I'll be ready to wash it on up, take it on the inside, start masking it off. Pulled the Camaro in. I kind of beat the rain. It started raining, but I got it washed off pretty good. I'm just letting it dry now. Some spots was holding water, like up in here. I just took a rag and wiped it down. But by the time I get ready to start spraying, it should be good and dry. I'm just finna start masking it off right now. And on this master cylinder, I just took it apart from the brake booster. It got flex lands on the brake land, so I was able to lean it down. Well, I'm gonna lean it down, then I'm gonna mask it off so I can get paint up in there pretty good. So now I'm just finna mask everything off that I need to, like this here, that, these heater hole lines, the steering shaft. It's not too much to mask, but got a few things I gotta take care of. So let me get started on that, then I'll cut you back on. Get you cut up on this masking. I done did that side of the T-tops. I got this piece here cut out for this side. And I did around the windshield. I just ain't masked it up yet because I'm using this for my laying my masking tape on the paper. And I started on the engine bay. I about got it. I just be jumping around. It's the master cylinder. I got it in a plastic bag. Also, them wires there in a plastic bag. Got the steering shaft. I'm gonna put a piece of plastic in this middle once I get everything masked up around it. Got this masked off. I ain't want to take it off because I have to line it back up, and it ain't much to it by masking it. Also this little piece here. So I got a mask like this on the bottom, so I'll be able to get some paint along the bottom also. Alright, let me get back to work. Finally finished with the masking. I use plastic masking paper and soft edge tape. I got the soft edge tape here so I won't have a hard line. Whenever I do wet sand the car, it won't be a hard line. I can wet sand it pretty easy. It'll be feather edge. Got it right here. And along the door line. Also here. But I had put paper over this plastic because this plastic, it ain't for painting, it's just for covering up stuff. And if you put too many layers of paint on that plastic there, it'll flake off. So I put this masking paper right along the edge. Got the whole car covered up because I ain't want no overspray getting on it. Also got the wheels covered up from the other side because the overspray, it get everywhere. And I ain't want to get none on the wheels. Got all down here masked up pretty good. I done wiped it down with wax and grease remover. Now I just gotta mix up. I'm gonna put a seal on it. I'm gonna put a seal on it first. I was just gonna go straight to base coat, but I have to use more coats of base if I do that. So I'm gonna put a seal on it, get one uniform color, then I'll be good to go. I also fixed this up in here because the air box, it had a crack in it right here, and it also had a hole in it. I just put some fiberglass fill on it, then I sanded it down, then I came back with some regular lightweight filler. It ain't real smooth, but it fixed the hole, so I'm good on that. Let me mix up this primer with sealer, then I'll cut you back on. uniform color now. Now, I'm gonna mix up this base coat. It's a gold base by IROC. Gold base applied. Laid down pretty good. I put 3 coats of base. I need to take this up because this bag was flopping everywhere when I was spraying it from the air. It's alright with this base because the base, you'll be able to take it off, but candy, it still be tacky. It'll be stuck on the candy if it flop on it. It's gonna be an emerald green candy base, not base, but mid coat. Emerald green. It's by IROC also. Just 3 coats of the candy. Just candy, no clear coat. It's kind of hard getting candy in all these different type crevices. But the motor going in it and you ain't gonna be able to see a lot of it. But all in all, everything going pretty good. guess I'll go ahead and paint the hinges and the bolts and the latches up. I'm not going to put nothing special on it. I'm just going to put a flat black on it. Try to clean them up a little. Guess I'll take them outside and wash them up. Put a little dirt on them. Then I'll take a maroon Scotch spray and scuff them up so the paint will stick to it. That'll be good to go.
Nobody really gave a damn about us. We never stopped.